Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today to give an update on how I'm going in my sort of travel size project pan. So I am doing a full face makeup project pan, which I did a check-in, I think it was earlier this week or last week. And I'm also trying to use all my sample skincare, body care, hair care. So essentially I've been stashing away sample products or mini products for quite a long time now, with the hopes that I will use them if I ever go away anywhere, and it's just easier to pack a little skincare, body care, hair care bag full of little tiny bottles rather than full size. So that was the whole idea of like stashing away a lot of them. But since I'm not traveling anywhere, I thought, look, I think I had like 64 of them that I counted in my introduction. I figured I may as well just use them up this year. Now these check-ins aren't going to be like normal project pan check-ins. I'm not going to show you the progress across all the products because I am sort of using quite a lot at any one time. I've got 2 bathrooms and I sort of just have a tub of samples in each bathroom and I just use whatever is there. So I don't really have a good plan of attack when it comes to using up these products. But I thought these check-ins would just be sort of talking about the products I've used up and what I think about them. So give like a little mini empties review on them and also tell you what I'm bringing in because I have got some more samples to add in. And I also want to talk about some products of note. So some products that as I've been using them, I'm really liking them and they're products that I'd probably repurchase in a big size. Now, before I do tell you the products I've used up, I did want to address how I come across these sort of travel size samples, whatnot, because I did have a couple of comments in my introduction of people being surprised that in Australia they give away so many free samples. So I just want to say that not all of these are free samples. Some of them are, but that's sort of like a few and far between. An example of some free items that I have received, more recently I placed a MAC order and I got to get a few free samples. So I've got a little sachet of a foundation that did not match my coloring whatsoever, and also a little MAC Fix Plus. So these ones I have added into this project. I used up the foundation. It was fine. It was way too dark for me. And yeah, so I don't think too much of it. No, look, it's a Studio Fix fluid and I've never really got along with that super well. But I do like that they send these kind of things out with orders so you can try different things. I've also added in my MAC Fix Plus. I got this little sample and I love MAC Fix Plus. I've always been a fan of it. I have to say I actually like this little vial more than the big one because the sprayer is a bit better. I find the sprayer in the big bottle is really like splurty, whereas this one is actually better. So yeah, I've added those in. Another brand that does give out free samples is Paulas Choice. So sometimes if you order from them and they're having a bit of like a deal going on and you order a certain amount, they'll give you a bunch of free samples so you can get some good deluxe sizes there. So that is also a free sample. I've got this Hourglass Vanish Flash highlighter stick, which I haven't used yet, but I found that in my drawer and I thought I'd add this into this project. This is one that I got from a Mecca Beauty Loop box. So I'm a Mecca Beauty Loop member, and if you spend a certain amount each year, you qualify for free sample boxes. I got one of them recently, so I've added some of those items in here as well. So I'll talk about those in a second, but that's how I sometimes get these deluxe sizes. Then big skincare items like these here, so Murad and NUXE, these were in travel packs. So some I've received occasionally from PR, some I got gifted from a friend, some I've bought myself, and I have received other deluxe size products from things like advent calendars. So the majority of these products aren't just free samples that you get when you walk in a store. In the past month, I have added 6 new samples into this project. Again, the Hourglass highlighter stick was just something that I found in a drawer and I thought that I should include it. This Go To Much Brighter Skin Serum, I got this recently in a Mecca Beauty Loop box. This was like a one-use application. I had no thoughts about it. I didn't see any results. I heard people say good things about it, but again, it's such a small amount, I can't give a review. I also found a little sachet of the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. This was tiny, again, one-use sample. I have used this cream before, so I do know I like it. I also think Tatcha is too expensive for what it is, but they are nice and bougie and they do feel really nice. So that's what I think about that. But I didn't get that impression from this sample. Like I said, MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is in the shade NC30, which is way too dark for me. I've been finding that at the moment I'm using foundations that are a bit too light for me, so I mixed this in to sort of deepen it, and it did work well for that. But I think on the website that you could choose what shade, and they had like NC2 and NC3 and NC4, and I was like, I don't know what these shades are. I'll choose the middle one. Ended up being NC30, so way too dark. Can't give a great review on that, but I did use that one up. And then I also got a little perfume, so from Le Labo. This is Santal 33. I got that in a Mecca Beauty loot box recently. This is really strong. I'm using it today. It's very like sandalwood and leather and strong. It's not my jam. It's not my jam in summer. I don't usually like fragrances that have those notes. I think this is a nicer one, but it is still too heavy on me. And like for the first 2 hours of wearing it, that's all I can sort of smell, and it's a bit overpowering. So I don't know if I'm going to continue using this or get rid of it. And of course, I've got my little MAC Fix Plus that I love, and I've just got that on my desk, and I'll probably use that up next month. In terms of things I've used up and I can scrap off my list, I have used up both sunscreens that I had in this project. Annoyingly, I'm finding that the products I reach for the most are the products I don't have many minis of. So I don't have many I think I had one mini body wash, and that's like gone. 2 mini sunscreens, they're both gone. Very few mini body lotions, very few mini hair products. Like those are products that I can probably get through fairly quickly. But yeah, so I've used up both of my sunscreens, and I don't have any other sunscreen to replace these with, so I just have to go back to my full size. We've got the Labiotte UV Veil Moisture Sun Essence. I did explain that this is a very thin, almost gel watery sort of feeling sunscreen, which is nice and comfortable, but I don't feel like in this climate, which is quite hot, summer Australia, we have bad UV rays from being close to the hole in the ozone layer. I sort of don't feel like this is enough in this climate. So I used it, I don't love it. I do have a full size, but I actually keep the full size in my sort of kids nappy bag. So if we're going anywhere, like going to the pool or going somewhere, I use this as sort of like a retouching up sunscreen, because it is quite light and sort of easy to apply, but I don't love it. I did really like this Mecca Cosmetica one though. This is the To Save Face SPF 50 sunscreen. Someone did comment that they were surprised I haven't used this before. Now, I think Mecca Cosmetica had a couple of different types, and I think in the past I'd used one of their older ones that I didn't love, or they've reformulated it and I didn't love the old one. There was some change that happened quite a few years ago, but I do like this. It is very rich and very, it's almost like a balmy sort of feeling, which is nice. If you've got dry skin, you'll probably adore this. It does look nice and feel nice on my oily skin, but I feel like it is a little bit too rich for summer for me. So I feel like when my skin is a little bit drier, this would be like luxe and beautiful. I still made it work and I still enjoyed using it. It was also really nice on like the chest and your neck and stuff. So it just applied really nicely because it had that nice sort of like slip to it. There was something about it that I really did like. So I'd probably repurchase this in the future in a big tube. Probably around Christmas, so I can get like a gift pack or something, but that's quite far away, so I'll probably do it before then. Speaking of body products, I used up 3 very fast. I used the Feather and Down. This is the Melting Shower Cream. So it's supposed to have calming lavender and chamomile oils in it. So it is a brand that has like a pillow spray. It's supposed to be quite calming. I didn't mind this. I quite like the scent, but it was a shower cream. So it wasn't like a lathering shower gel, which I prefer. I just feel like I can get more of like my body oils off. The cream was quite nice, but it's probably something I wouldn't repurchase, but it was nice and calming. I have my showers before I go to bed. So that was quite a nice one to use at night. The NUXE Beautifying Scented Body Lotion, I just thought was just a basic body lotion. There wasn't anything amazing about it, and I am finding the NUXE scent to be very dated. So it's a little bit florally, a little bit powdery, it's a little bit nana, and it's not as fresh as what I normally like. So I think I liked this like back in the day, but right now it's a little bit tacky for me. So I probably wouldn't, well, I wouldn't repurchase this. I also used the dry body oil and that was fine. I've used it multiple times. It is quite greasy, but it is quite nourishing. This was like 2 applications worth. So I don't mind this product. In the big size, it's got a spray bottle, which I really don't like. So I don't mind the juice. I don't like the application of the big one, but it's a fine sort of very, very slippery body oil. All right, on to lotions and serums that I used up. The first one I want to talk about is Murad. This is the Retinol Youth Renewal Serum. Now there was quite a bit in this. It doesn't say on the packaging, but I think it said on the box. This was actually from like a mini set. And I did use this quite a lot when I moved house. I'd put away all my skincare, packed it away, and I was just using minis. So this did last quite a decent amount of time. The problem with a retinol serum is that you actually need to use it for a few weeks to see results, and I don't think this lasted a few weeks. So I don't really have much to say about this, but I have tried other products in the Murad range based on minis that I've liked. I'll talk about one in a second, but that one, it was fine. If you've got sensitive skin and you're not sure if a product's gonna work for you, maybe testing out a mini is a great idea because you'll be able to tell if your skin's gonna react to it. My skin was fine with that, which was good, but yeah, it didn't blow me away. The Goldfaden MD Vital Boost Even Skin Tone Daily Moisturiser. This tube looks big. It had nothing in it. It had like down to here. This was deceptively large. It was virtually empty. I think I used it twice. So I have nothing great to say about this. I didn't see any great results. It's just a moisturizer. And if it actually contained the 7 mils it said it was going to contain, I might actually have some feedback for it. 1 to 2 uses on this was very, very disappointing. I used up the Dermalogica Atoderm cream. This is just, oh, look, I've tried this many times in the big tube. I think this was actually had gone off because it smelled a little bit bad. So luckily I only had like 1 application. I ended up using this on like my body instead of my face. But I like the original one. This little sample was probably way too old. I used up the Omorovicza Intensive Hydrating Cream. I don't think, look, this was nice and rich, and you sort of expect that for the price point because it's a very expensive brand, but I didn't see anything like amazing about it. I just thought it was like, oh, it feels nice. It's a nice sort of thicker night cream, or if you've got dry skin, it might be a nice day cream. Yeah, it was okay. One thing that I did actually really like, and this is the only thing I've used up from the range so far, but this is definitely something that I would look at purchasing. It's not available in Australia. A few people did tell me how much they love this brand in the US or in Europe. We don't have it in Australia, so I think I got this pack from YesStyle, and this is the brand Belif. So I did mention, and I still stand by it, it's called Belif, and then the little tagline is believe in truth, which I thought is cringe, and it still is cringe. But their Prime Infusion Repair Cream is very, very nice. This is richer, but I sort of feel like it gives a better result than this Omorovicza one, to me anyway. It also has a nice sort of fresh, sort of slightly citrusy scent. I just really enjoyed using it. There's quite a lot in here. I got to use it for like a good couple of weeks straight. I do also have other products from the range, like this, I think there's a toner, there's a serum, and there's also this little eye cream. So this eye cream is barely touched, but it shows you how full they do feel their little minis, which is great. And I'm gonna use this one as a moisturizer because I don't use eye creams. I'm not enjoying the toner. I don't think it does much, and it's really hard to get out of the packaging. But their sort of moisturizing products are very nice, and the feedback I've had in the comments from the last video is some of their, I think, hydrating ranges for their moisturizers are really, really great, and I can believe it based on this moisturizer. Again, it's not available in Australia, but if I saw their moisturizers available in store, I'd probably definitely check them out based on this mini sample. So it was a successful sample. Some sachets. So this is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Sleeping Mask. Again, 1 use. I didn't really get a good vibe of it. I don't think anything of it based on this sample. So this was an unsuccessful example of a sample. And then I also used 2 hair products. So this is the Dede shampoo and conditioner from Davines. It's the brand that my hairdresser stocks. I like this range. It's a delicate daily shampoo for all hair types. I think it is a nice all-rounder shampoo and conditioner. It's quite light, detangling, but nothing yet too greasy or creamy or heavy, but also not too sort of frizz-inducing. I think it was quite nice. So these little sachets, I think I used them 3 times each, which was good. So that I like those. And last thing, I used up a mini perfume. This is the Floral Street Sunflower Pop. It's just a really nice summery fragrance. Had a slight floral, slight sweet, juicy scent to it. It was quite fun and summery. And if I saw this on sale, I'd probably pick it up because I do enjoy this kind of scent in summer. At the moment though, I'm not trying to buy any more fragrances. Now that my bedroom and bathrooms are upstairs, I store my skincare and my perfumes in a much hotter climate than I did before. So I'm well aware that the fragrances I currently have aren't going to last anywhere near as long as I used to. So I'm not trying to buy more unless I use one up. So I've added in 6 new samples, but I've used up 16. So we're doing all right. I definitely think I can do a lot better in terms of progress if I just stuck to the same products every day instead of like jumping between bathrooms and occasionally using this, occasionally using that. So I'm sort of all over the place at the moment, but I feel like 16's all right, but I can definitely up it next month. Now, before I go, I do want to point out my top products that I've used this month. And these are things that I would consider repurchasing in a full size. I've spoken about the Belif moisturizer. This is a really lovely moisturizer. Definitely for me in winter, it would be a beautiful sort of nighttime, even daytime moisturizer. So I am definitely interested in their moisturizer range based on this. 100% the Mecca Cosmetica To Save Face sunscreen is up there with one of my favorite sunscreens. Again, it's probably not the best for my skin type in summer, but it's got great SPF coverage. It's an Australian brand and sold in Australia, which means it's met the requirements in Australia. We've got the strictest sunscreen requirements in all of the world. So I believe if it says it's SPF 50 plus, it has to at least meet SPF 60 to get that title. So you know it's going to work. It feels luxurious. It actually gives your skin a bit of a glow. So it adds a dewiness that again, I think I'd benefit more from in winter. But if you've got dry skin, this will give, like this almost acts like a balmy primer under your foundation. It's really beautiful. Yeah, definitely a favorite. I have also really enjoyed the Murad AHA BHA exfoliating cleanser. This is not one that I've used up yet. You can see it's still got some to go, but this is a great cleanser. It's got like microparticles in it. Not only does it have the salicylic acid and the glycolic acid to help exfoliate your skin in a chemical way from the acids, but it also has little particles in there that are great for scrubbing, but it's not too harsh that if you do have sensitive skin or you have aging skin, it's not gonna like tear your skin apart. So I've really enjoyed using this. I've been sort of sparing with it. It's in the shower that I don't use as much, but I have been really enjoying it. And I have found that I've got a bit of congestion lately. I think it's all the sunscreen and like the sweat and the grossness. And this is a really great sort of cleanser to use every other day. So that's one that I have been enjoying as well. And the last thing I have been enjoying, and I'm glad I've got a full size of this because I can't wait to use it. It's by Paulas Choice and it's the Resist Intensive Wrinkle Repair Retinol Serum. Now I recently got this in as a free gift with an order that I placed, and I am so excited. Firstly, I love their retinols. I find that they're very effective, but this is in an oil base. Now, if you remember me talking about one from a brand called Glyco that had an oil base, but it was a really nice retinol. Now this is the same concept. So you can see it there. Instead of it being a serum, it's actually in an oil. And so it's a lot more gentle on the skin and it sort of cushions the skin a little bit more. I do have sensitive skin, so often really strong actives tend to irritate my skin. But when it is in a nice soft oil, it sort of protects and nourishes your skin as it's offering the actives, which I really like. So I love this. And unfortunately, the brand Glyco has closed, so I couldn't get that retinol oil serum that they had anyway, and I think this is cheaper. So, and often you can find sales. So I'm so glad I found this little sample. I'm so glad I got the full size as a gift with purchase because I can't wait to use it. It's a beautiful, like, sinks in really nicely. Like you can see, it's barely oily. It's just sunk into my skin really well, and it's a really nice way to add retinol into your routine. So I'm loving this. I'm loving the sunscreen. I'm loving the moisturizer and loving the cleanser with exfoliating properties. So yeah, that goes to show that sometimes a deluxe sample is a great way to test a product and see if it vibes with you and if you want to invest in it down the track. But then there are some that are sort of useless and you kind of go, I didn't get anything from that. There was no point me receiving that. So yeah, there's a bit of a mix, but that is my check-in for my sample project pan, mini project pan. I forgot what I called it. But anyway, I'll be back next month with another update of how I'm going with it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.